everyone. Good evening. How are you today? Hi, Lokamai.
Hey, Sloop, how you?
I'm doing
Yeah,
good.
people in chat. Yay. Hey, guys.
Hi,
So
Kathleen. Hi, True Crime for you. Hi,
they're definitely
Misty.
getting set up, huh?
Yes, so this case is something that I've been digging into for the last couple days. Was going to bring it to you guys as a missing case. This is about Mamta. She has been missing in Virginia since basically August 2nd. It looks like it could have been potentially longer than that, though. And then things just started breaking today as I set the live earlier this afternoon for tonight because all the things and just one thing after another breaking. But they're getting
Yep.
ready to give us a press conference. So here we go.
Thank you for coming here.
Oh, here we go. Perfect.
Tonight we have.
Oh,
I'm going to
hey,
share a
Nicole.
different so I can audio boost. Sorry.
Got it.
Thank you all for coming out this evening. Tonight we have Mayor Jeanette Rochelle, Councilmember Mike Carrera, Delegate Michelle Maldonado, here,
Wow.
Police Chief Mario Lugo, who would like to give a brief statement. He will not be answering any questions this evening. He will just be giving a status update. Thank you.
Good question. Want to be sleuthing something, actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mario Lugo. I'm the Chief of Police for the City of Manassas Park Police Department. I'm here to provide a statement of what events and what led up to the events of today. The Manassas Park Police Department would like to start by expressing our admiration for the outpouring of compassion from the community on Mamta's behalf. We would also like to extend our appreciation to those in the community, both in the United States and Nepal, for their efforts and their outcry at this time, who have dedicated their time, volunteered their efforts. While I acknowledge and respect the public's concerns for answer, I assure each of you that although these answers are limited by this continuing to be an active investigations and process, this investigation remains a top priority for the police department and our agency. And our agency remains committed to providing details as we are able. With that being said, I would like to share the following information. To this point in the investigation, our investigators have executed over 10 search warrants and conducted hundreds of interviews related to this case. This includes the search warrant that we executed this evening that you are aware of at his residence. My staff continues to work tirelessly and follow up every lead, which we have received hundreds of leads on this case. Additionally, I would like to encourage the community to continue providing any and all information that might assist us with this investigation and to take this opportunity to take our local, state, and federal partners who continue to support us in this investigation. This investigation is ongoing, it's still active, and we're making progress. Once we have information that we can provide to the community, we will do that. We have had several meetings with community leaders from the Nepali community, and we will continue to have those on a weekly basis or daily basis. I know I don't have the dates in front of me, but yet again, as soon as I have more information, my goal is to, at the latest tomorrow, is to provide a statement of what was, if we can disclose anything from the search warrant tomorrow. Okay, thank you. No, the husband is not cooperating.
Husband is not cooperating.
No.
Can you describe what makes you a person of interest?
Chief, who's taking care of the child?
Don't hide me. Mayor. Somebody.
They honestly are going to be in a situation soon where they're going to have the public like really protesting this, I think.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, you can hear the anger. You can hear the frustration. And I don't know, was something did they think they were going in a certain area and they were just going to let everyone know things? Then something is happening during this search. It's just weird for them to schedule and then all of a sudden, oh, well, hey, we can't do anything for 3.
And he's a suspect who is taking care of the child.
Okay.
Trying to
Okay, 1 second.
hear. I heard somebody mention the child again.
Yeah.
And that's what I think most of these people are concerned
Worried
about.
about. Yes.
There's a couple of things that went unanswered. What's going on with the child, though?
Their question about the child.
I mean, to see if they're going to do like an interview with anyone.
Yeah.
They said
You
they
are
weren't
right.
leaving though.
No,
Like
they said they'll
public
stay.
said, yep, we'll
Yep.
stay. We'll wait that 3 to
Yep.
4 hours. And
Exactly.
so the situation for those of you guys who are newer to this case. So this is let me see if I can go up toward the top here. Just give you guys the basic information. And so she has been missing in Manassas Park, Virginia. The last time, I believe this is the one that tells you. So she was last seen on July 27th at work. She spoke to a friend on July 28th. And then her husband claims that he last seen her on July 31st. Now, mom has since given an interview. They live in Nepal. Her whole family
Yeah.
lives there. She is here with her husband, and she has some very close friends in this area, but she doesn't have any family here. And so her husband is saying that he last saw her on the 31st. Her mom last spoke to her at some time on July 30th. She has given a interview saying that. And so we don't know what time of day it was on the 30th. In reality, Nepal is ahead of us as far as the
Okay.
time goes. And so
Difference.
if it was the 30th there, technically it really could have been like the 29th here or early in the morning, late. We don't know the time frame as far as that goes. So she didn't show up for work on August the 1st. And after she didn't show up for work, her friends from work called to do a welfare check, and police responded to do that welfare check on August the 2nd. They did that welfare check. They spoke to her husband. Her husband did not want to report her missing at that time and had alleged that well, this is something she does,
Ran away.
that she
Yeah.
has disappeared in the past, she has ran off before,
Yes.
things like that. Anybody who knows her has been saying that she would not have left without her child. She has actually posted in multiple different Facebook groups looking for advice on how to leave her husband with no resources, essentially, because she has a part-time job. She has no vehicle.
Right.
She actually takes an Uber to and from work. And as far as like resources and things like that goes, it's just not something that she has
No.
access to. And like I said, there's no family here. And so she had been posting on Facebook about trying to leave her husband because of their tumultuous relationship. And so all of this is going on. Well, then she disappears. And he's
Right.
like, oh, well, she's run away before. She has missed her child's first birthday.
No,
That is
that's
something that no mom would ever do.
exactly,
Ever.
exactly. No, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Right.
And also,
And like
oh,
Crazy for Reptiles says, he had changed his status to single and then removed it. He did that the day of the first press conference.
yeah.
And then, so some of the other things that have gone on. So he officially reported her missing on August the 5th. Now, if she went missing sometime July 30th, like I think we can
Right.
presume that would have been around that time frame, or even the 31st. So he's now had 6 days before he actually
Do
reported her
whatever.
missing.
Right.
So,
So much he could do. Definitely sounds like I've just started getting caught up with this case since you sent it to me. And I was listening to some information. It sounds like a very controlling type of relationship from what I'm hearing right
for
now.
sure.
It's very one sided. I guess he has like a Tesla, and she's now, of course, she may not be able to drive or anything like that.
Mhm.
But not to drive her, she has to take an Uber to work rather than, I mean, it just, there's definitely a lot of red flags as I started looking into the relationship side of it.
Right. And this is one of those things that so we watch these we watch these cases and immediately the red flags go up, but this
Yeah.
community, so I mentioned her family is not here. They're not in the United States. They're begging and pleading, for the police to look for their daughter. This community has come out in full force to make sure that she is
Support her.
seen and make sure that she is heard. I literally started looking into this a few days ago, and just the time wise, it just worked out to be presenting this to you guys today. And then everything just started breaking like crazy. But it's because this community has not let up. They've been holding vigils, they've been passing out
Wow.
flyers, they've been meeting, they've been doing searches, they have been out there every single day making sure that the news, her friends have been making sure that the news is on top of this, and really covering this story and things like that, because they know that something is wrong. This
Yeah.
She would not have just missed her child's birthday like this.
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-mm.
so they actually held a thing yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yes, it was yesterday. And at that vigil slash their little own miniature press conference, basically, they were demanding answers from the mayor. They were asking, different questions from the mayor about what is going on in this investigation.
Right.
And then here we are. The very next day they served this search warrant. Now, did they do it because of the community, or were they already going to? It's hard to say.
Yeah.
We get into these situations where you want to trust the police force are diligently doing their job no matter what the case is. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I see too many different cases where if people aren't speaking out,
Right.
unfortunately, they do go unseen. And
Well,
so
and
I
in
just
this
want to
case,
go ahead.
yeah, in this case, what gets me is she didn't have family. Okay. So many other times you have family who can push with law enforcement. And if the family's like, okay, no, no, the law enforcement's working with things, okay, you're okay. But in a case like this, where she doesn't have the family, they're not talking to anyone. And also, she needs someone to step up and speak up for her with her family being in Nepal right now. And that's exactly what's happened here. And usually these are the cases that do get swept under. If anything gets swept under, it's the case where no one's going to speak. So I'm happy and you've heard it. You just heard it there. We'll wait here for 3 to 4 hours if we need to.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And that just shows you what type of an impact her personality is on everybody she touches. She is so
true.
important to these people. And so, keep the community in prayers, keep her family obviously in prayers, but I'm hoping and praying that her 1-year-old child is somewhere safe, because
Yeah.
some of the posts that she has put up on Facebook in the past have said, he won't help me. He does nothing
Hmm.
to assist with this child and things like that. And then on the
Right.
evening that she went
And
missing, allegedly, he told police, "Oh, well, I put the baby down to sleep." Well, according to what we have seen from her in the past, that's not something that he would have gotten involved with and
yeah.
doing. Especially not the
No.
bedtime routine. It's just one of the hardest routines
It's
there is.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And I had heard some stuff where she, for example, needed like childcare or stuff like that, and she was asking for how do I go about getting childcare? Him threatening that, well, if you don't do this, 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 okay, I'll just have the kid taken away.
Mhm.
Okay, comments like that that were posted up.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely he does not sound like the type of person who'd be used to doing the day in day out routines. And to be honest, right now with everything else going on, yeah, I'm hoping that there is no family around to take the baby, but I'm hoping
Right.
they've at least pulled the baby and put it into a okay, her or him, do we know if it's a boy or a girl?
It's a girl. And
Girl.
so,
Okay. Oh, that's
and
even
the
mm,
thing with this too, though, is so if they did put the child into custody, because she has no family here, the child would have gone into state custody and we
Right.
likely would have no idea about
No
that.
idea.
And so I have confidence in the fact that if he has been a suspect and on their radar from the beginning, they might not have pulled her out on the second whenever the welfare check happened, but as soon
Right.
as he became a suspect on like the 5th or the 8th or whenever it would have been, I have confidence that hopefully they
Yeah.
pulled the child out of his care
Yeah.
somewhere around that time frame and that we just haven't known about it.
Right.
At
Right.
least, gosh, I'm hoping.
Well,
I
they
do want
also it
to
becomes an issue if they haven't done that, and with as much pressure as the community is putting on them right now, mayor, okay, you just heard the whole list of all these legislative people that were there. Okay, if they haven't taken the little girl out of his custody at this point, they could be setting themselves up for a nightmare situation if found out later down the road. So I'm hoping they've done that too.
for sure, for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. This is from yesterday again, just some little clips from their meeting that they had with the mayor.
Almost 3 weeks since anyone has seen this Northern Virginia mother right here on your screen, Mamta Kafle Bhatt. Friends have been searching Manassas Park looking for any clues. Tonight, our Katie Lusso checked in with some of the people leading this search.
Is it taking too long?
Kind of furious a little bit, confused.
Their sentiment echoed by so many who've been closely following Mamta Kafle Bhatt's disappearance. Monday night, they shared with WUSA 9 that after pressing for answers, the Manassas Park mayor, police chief, and several other officials agreed to meet with those who've been leading the search efforts.
We went in with a healthy level of skepticism,
but came out with something else, a feeling that they are being heard by the department and that this case is being taken seriously.
See, and I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that they were, refreshed and things like that. And I'm sure they feel a heck of a lot better today seeing
Oh
those
gosh,
police
yeah.
vehicles roll up. And we will watch a couple videos from the search today and kind of take a look at that. I do want to say hello to everybody who's come in. Thank you guys so much. If you could just take a second to hit the like button, it does help get her story, but not only her story. Elijah, who we're going to talk about after we discuss her, he is still missing as well. He is a 4-year-old little boy. Both his mom and his mom's boyfriend have been arrested. However, he has still not been located. And so we are going to talk about Elijah at the end of this video as well. He's missing in Washington. And so, and so, and s- I lost my train of thought, but I am glad to know that,
Right.
this is something that they're getting that confidence on. Let me show a picture of him real quick.
Exactly. There we go.
There
Yes.
he is.
Can't
Two Rivers.
believe
I
it's
think I
been
said
6
Washington.
months.
Is it Washington or Wisconsin? Why is my brain saying
Wisconsin, I think. I
Wisconsin
think
now?
it's
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
I think
Two
I said the
Rivers,
wrong
Wisconsin.
state. Yeah,
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
double check. Yeah.
I don't know why I
Yeah,
was
no,
saying
that
Washington.
happens. They're W. Well,
Mhm.
no, they're not. But yeah, they are. They are. I'm losing it
So,
now. Oh, gosh. But yeah, no, 6 months. I can't believe it's been that long.
yeah, Oceantide, it's frustrating. It seems like that this is what it takes to get something done. Don't get
Mhm.
me wrong, there are cases that are solved
Yeah,
without anybody ever lifting a finger.
right.
It just seems like it's less often than
I
it
know.
than it should be.
Yeah.
And I know that part of it is there's just so many stories. There is just a large amount, and so then we feel like I'm sure they feel just as overwhelmed as
Oh,
we
yeah.
do.
Yeah. Because they're the ones who can make the difference and they know they can make the difference. And I'm sure they feel like their hands are tied at times, that they'd love to be out there, but there's only 24 hours in a day and so many people. And there are shortages. It's kind of like teachers and all. You've got shortages, and how many teachers keep pushing and pushing and pushing because they want to, okay, do what they signed up to do. But you only have so many hours in the day.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah, it's frustrating.
But we did establish the line of communications. Now we're in touch. We talk to them every day, and we have a person appointed from the community to talk to them.
Up until now, they've rallied outside the police department wanting answers. They've organized searches themselves, but still, nearly 3 weeks later, Mamta, a mother and nurse, is nowhere to be found. The latest update from Manassas.
Wow.
I don't know what the unknown error
Yeah.
is, but
Who knows what that goes? But yeah, no, as a nurse, I always talk about looking at their story, the story of the person, how they got where they are. I mean,
mhm,
think about all the challenges in her life to become a nurse, to get from Nepal to America, okay, having a newborn baby, all these things. And from everything you hear as a nurse, she is really well loved at that hospital. So,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just scrolling down through to see if the article says anything different than what they did there.
right.
So as far as the Facebook group goes, there has been people live outside of the home. Really, you can't really see anything much right now. But if you guys are interested in joining the Facebook group, I can post this link here so that you guys can see it. Um, that's one of the Facebook groups. There are others. But really just I don't know, it's just devastating.
Mhm.
Let me pull up this. Let's see. Let's take a look at some of these photos.
Right.
I do want to watch the interview from Dad. Let me stop sharing my screen this way
That
that I can pull it up.
really, yeah, that was one of the few things I came across pretty quick, and listening to him, yeah. It does seem like actually True Crime for You. I just joined the group and it actually looks like a nice group so far.
Yeah. So there's two different ones. There's the Find Mamta group, and then there is the more speculative one, which is updates and discussions. Now, I will say though, even this, I so maybe I'm biased because obviously the speculative one is suspecting, her husband, who
Yeah,
we now know police are also
most
suspecting.
likely.
In cases like this, it's hard to be like, can't believe that they're making theories like that because it's
Right.
true.
No,
But
that is,
then
yeah,
that's not always the case. And so some of those groups can be concerning sometimes, but
yeah,
this one seems to be doing
a good
pretty
one.
well looking at all the things. Hi, B Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah, that's the nice Facebook group. So let me get, sorry, I started to pull this up and then I got distracted.
But of course.
Okay, so this is her husband that I didn't pull it up onto the actual screen. Hold on. This is the full interview that they had with him. This is 6 days ago.
About your wife, what has been going on the last?
Mm. You there, my dear? Or is
Nope.
it me? Nope. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very terrible.
I need the audio boost this. It's like really soft. Is it really soft for you too?
She's a little soft, but he seems a little louder.
Okay.
About your wife, what has been going on the last couple days, weeks?
Yeah, it's been very terrible time. Like we are just, like my baby and then myself, we are just waiting every minute and second. Just
So like he still had the baby 6 days ago. That's
scary.
ugh.
That's
Like,
scary.
why would they leave that baby there?
You get to a point, and this is why, honestly, I think having the whole neighborhood, the community speaking for her, because you know what? That could have continued on and on and on. And what gets me with watching this is the amount of everything is about him. I noticed while I was watching, just my thought. But yeah.
Yeah, no, they had post up because he was starting to whine about funds and how financially things are hurting him. And so they were worried about him asking for donations and were like, please do not
Oh my
donate to him,
God.
So that was a whole
Yeah.
thing. This
Yeah.
new mic, it has a tap to mute, like you just tap it. And I
Yes.
move a lot. And so I keep tapping all the things. Sorry. Anyways.
The fun of having mine there. It's like, stay right there. Instead, I just do diamond painting instead.
Right. You notice in the interview, there's a woman in the background. I wonder who it is. Maybe his family? See, I don't know. They haven't really said, does he have family here? I'm not sure.
That's interesting. Yeah, maybe that's who's taking care of the child right now.
I know his facial expression is great.
waiting like to get the, I don't know how to explain.
How are you doing?
I don't know. I'm like frustrating,
How long have you guys been married? 3 years, you said?
plus.
Talk to me about your relationship. What, the last couple of months, how have you guys been?
Yeah, it's been like, very good, like, since like 2 months, like before that, one time we had like some arguments because, yeah,
Do you want to grab her?
yeah, can you hold on?
Yeah, of course. Hi.
Baby.
Line of events, obviously.
Oh, that's so frustrating. So they didn't. They did not take her out of TikTok or out of. I'm sorry, I was
Out of
reading that comment
stock.
at the
I
same
know exactly.
time. They didn't
Baby
take
was
her out of
still
his
there.
custody. That's
Wow.
crazy. Like, why would
Wow.
they do that? Mm. Mm-mm.
Especially when you hear the police actually say it. We all know he's a person of interest. They made that comment. Oh, yeah.
Okay, you sound good on my end, but the guy is faint. Mm,
Mm.
okay, I can boost it. It's not a big deal to boost it. It takes me like 2 seconds. I would rather it
It
be like
also,
booming and you guys turn
yeah,
it down than you not be
than
able to hear
anything
and guess.
else. Yeah.
Hmm.
I also
And
forget I'm wearing earbuds, so that makes everything louder, no matter what.
right.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that closed captions are always on so that you guys have those as well.
Yes.
All right, it's going to
Can't
be much
live
louder
without
this
closed
time, so
caption. Oh, yes.
brace yourself.
There's been a little bit of discrepancy in the day you last saw her. Talk to me about the last time you saw her.
In the evening of the Wednesday, we were here and then we ate together. Yes.
What did she say? What was she like? Did she?
We don't have like any type of that. It was like normal day, like other regular days. Just we were taking care of our babies. It was like very normal.
I would love to see him speak in a situation that is not this type of situation because, like, I want to know how much his blink rate has gone
What's,
up. Like, he is
yeah,
blinking nonstop. Hi,
nonstop. Yeah.
Roberta.
What is that baseline for him? Yes, exactly. So, is this the only interview that they've had with him so far?
This is the one that I've seen, anyways.
Okay, got it.
Did she say anything about leaving?
No.
So how did you realize that she was missing?
She wasn't affair at her work, and then she is very focused on her work, and then once we know she's not at work, then that makes very serious to me, and that's how you know like I don't know what I supposed to say.
When was the
Interesting. Faith, yeah. And
Why wouldn't he notice before she went to work, considering that he lives with her?
exactly.
Just saying. Hi,
Not
Thea.
to mention the whole focus of how long it takes him to report because she supposedly goes missing. Because that has to affect him when he has a child. Come on, you're not going to sit for how long without reporting your missing wife when you're a sole caretaker all of a sudden.
You know what's great though is that he has a Tesla and they have like all the technology recording you in those.
Oh, yes.
And so if there was anything that happened in his vehicle, they're going to have like video and like GPS and all the
Yep.
things. But then you have to wonder, would a family member have lent him a vehicle or something like that, not to drag his family into it, but
No, but we've
something to
seen
consider.
that happen before. And also, would he go out and well, if he rents a car or something like that, hopefully they could track that easily. So
Mhm.
true,
the
BC.
last time you saw her?
A Wednesday in the evening.
Okay, and then what happened after that? Did she leave? Did you leave?
No, just she was working on the kitchen, after eating dishes and then stuff like that. I just went upstairs with my baby.
Okay, and you went to sleep, or?
Yes.
Okay, and then what happened next? When was she supposed to go to work that night?
Yeah, we work early in the morning. Yeah, about 5:30, around 6. We supposed to leave from the home.
But she left the night before.
No, like Thursday supposed to she at work. On Thursday she's supposed to at work.
So Wednesday night, though,
Yeah.
what happened there? You went to sleep. Where was she?
Oh, so she was like working in the kitchen, and then right there, like usually like if I have to work, like I go there, and then sometimes in the morning we do not disturb because of the baby, like who is not working, we do not disturb to another person. So keep taking care of the baby, and then slightly left the home and then go for work. That's what the regular schedule is.
So she never came to sleep, though.
Yes, he came. Like I heard like noise, something like that. Like she came, like she was here doing like dishes and then stuff like that. I heard that. Like some.
Oh, I bet you heard a
He's all
noise.
over the place. Yeah, he is all over the place with this. He is really. Yeah, it's almost like he's trying to make things up at the same time. Okay, it's like, what do I say? What do I say? Oh, no, that didn't work well. So how can I change that over to this?
Yeah. Like, what did I say to the police? And
Yeah, exactly.
how do I catch the fact that the reporter realizes that she should have went to bed?
Exactly. And
type of noise, but like you don't like pay much attention like that because that is the regular schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't normally sleep together at night?
Oh, we do sometimes, like if we have work, sometimes, like if we feel like, more relaxed, like, we go like there is like two separate areas.
Gotcha, okay.
And then sometimes, like one sleep on the floor, and then sometimes, like another person sleep on the bed,
he's coming up with an excuse for everything. It's like, what do people want to hear? Oh, yes, no, we sleep together at times, but yeah, no. And sometimes
Obviously,
this
a
way, sometimes
baby's
that way.
there. I mean, but for one to sleep on the floor, like, what? I don't know
Yeah.
about that. Like, no.
I'm like,
It's possible
Yeah.
true crime for you. You know what? We're gonna watch this interview and then we'll go back and watch that press conference again for those of you guys who came in late, so you can see. Because I know in the bushes is like he is lying. Yes,
know.
we know for a fact that he is lying now. The police have did a
Even
press
said that.
conference today. They're doing a search warrant at the house. We can look at a little bit of that helicopter footage, but they also have done the press conference and officially, when pressed, did say, yes, he is a suspect. But then it leaves
Right.
the question, if 6 days ago he still had the baby, when did he become the suspect, and what have they done with this child?
How do they treat him as a suspect? Okay. Yes. I don't know. Part of me keeps wondering, were the police, is this one of those situations that it just became such a big thing that all of a sudden now they're trying to play catch up at this point? I don't want to say that's what they did, but I kind of get in that feeling, especially with the baby being there as long as she was. And we
Right.
don't even know if she's still there.
Right. Speed Time said when people rehearse their lines, the moment a question is asked they didn't rehearse, they start tripping and embellishing things. Yeah, for sure.
True.
For sure.
true.
That's why they question you too over like long periods of time for like
Yeah.
so that they can rephrase things and try to trip you up too.
Yeah,
And on
exactly.
all things. So
Come from different angles. Yeah. See how things change.
usually like we do not want to disturb our baby. That's why like we try to like minimize our noise, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay. So police came to the home, and what did they say to you? Because you didn't initially report her missing. Why is that?
Like on the next day,
Okay.
when like like on the first day when like she did not come at home in the evening, and then I check around, like usually where she go for hang around and then stay for with the friends. Just I check from the outside, and then I thought like she went like before, something like that. So I just came back and then sleep with the baby, and then next day once I wake up, like a little bit later, I was working in the kitchen with the babies, and then police say like she's not at work, she's at home. Then I realized very seriously, then I talk to police, and then I say like stay here, just talk to police, and then why she did not at work, this and that, and then I really start, and then I say like I'm gonna file it. So police suggest me like just if it happens before, search around, and then if you are like tired of searching, you can file it. And then very next day, and then I text to the police officer, hey, like I already search everywhere, and then he respond me, in the text message, and then later on, it's a long text message. He said like, okay, now you can, officially file it, call 911, and then that's what I did after that, and then yeah.
Has she
Text messaged police?
Oh, goodness. So see, I want these calls. Just so you know, we're gonna need those.
Yeah.
But what gets me is so he admits that the evening that she could have potentially went missing, that he went out driving around outside of places that she would have gone, and he didn't talk to her friends at that point, but he drove around outside of those locations. I guess probably to justify where all his vehicle went that evening
I'm
to
sure.
be like, "Oh, I was searching for her though," quote
Yeah,
unquote.
exactly. And all of a sudden my head just popped up. In the middle of all of this stuff happening, did he have the baby with him during that whole time in the car? Or is someone else at the house watching the baby?
Yeah, I don't know. Um, so Seal, she had posted on different Facebook groups about like how to leave her husband, how to find childcare for her husband once she left him, how to she was looking for resources. And this started months ago. She has described him as not being a very nice person, basically. So maybe I could pull up that first press conference too, and we can watch that and
Yeah.
then watch the second
True
press
crime. Yeah.
conference.
True
Mhm.
Crime for You is saying during the first one, the whole community was really upset with him based off of that.
Yeah. So let me press play again.
ever gone missing before?
What do you mean?
You said to me on the phone that she's left before.
Yes.
Talk to me about that. How many times? What were the circumstances? Did you call police?
No, at that time we never called police. Like at that time, altogether 3 times. She went out. At that time, she has a demand because our parents were here, and then she said like, she wanna send parents back, and then she wanna stay only with three, our baby, and then ourselves.
Okay. But this time she didn't leave with the baby.
No, no. Before as well, like baby. She always leave baby here. She didn't. Do not take the baby.
She never took the baby.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Did she leave with any belongings? Did she leave with a car?
No, most of the belongings are here, but like her regular stuff, paperwork or stuff like that. Like she usually put her on a bag, stuff like that. Other than that, most of the stuff are here.
So somebody at the press conference today said that her passport was missing.
Because like a passport and then stuff like that. Because she started new job here, and then usually she put on the bag, and then passport is not here because on the passport there is a stamp which work as a work permit. That's why maybe like she took with her.
I know some people got pretty upset with you today. What is your message to them?
Just like be calm, like help. Our main focus is help finding my wife and my baby's mom, and then cooperate with the police, and then like just go in a positive way.
Do you have any idea where she could be at this point?
Yeah, wherever like I have doubted, I already personally I carry my baby, and then personally I went there, and then I already take a look.
Where would that be?
Falls Church and then other places. Yeah.
You mentioned to me on the phone that you're the one suffering tonight. You mentioned
Yeah, I'm the sufferer one. I'm the sufferer. My baby and then myself. Like we are suffering the most.
what do you say to her if she's watching this right now?
If she is watching, come back. Whatever is the issue, like we can fix it. Please.
Did you guys have any sort of fight before?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Did you hear the people at the press conference today talking about
I was there with the baby, but like I stay for like hour or something like that. After that, baby is keep crying, so somebody dropped me off here.
You don't know where she is at all? No idea.
No ideas.
Thank you for speaking with me. I appreciate it.
That's the thing. In the bushes, I don't hear him say her name at all. I mean, absolutely. Okay, my wife. Okay, we're here to find my. And it's even then he's stuttering, trying to figure out how to explain who she is. Just say her name.
And so I was looking for that press conference is what I was doing real quick while I was finishing the first one. I found the second one, but I'm looking for the first one. So let me see here. if I can. This is
What you
probably not the one that I want to show, but this is the one that I got.
That you found. I also love the whole fact that no worry about what if someone has hurt her or something like that. She had
Right.
to have run away, something like that. There couldn't be any. Most family members, even if your child has run away, a teenager has run away, you're still worried about all these things that could be happening to them. And there's none of that here whatsoever. And he's the one who's actually suffering right now. Then he throws in his baby. Okay,
Yep.
and it's always his baby.
Yeah. Hi, Aries. Yeah, something's not adding up, and he's not suffering at all,
Oh no,
at all.
no,
So
no.
this is the first press conference that they did. Let
Okay.
me see, actually, if I need to audio boost this, probably.
Automatic, yes.
Yeah.
thank you
Yeah,
for what you are doing, community, and then please keep doing, and then just I need like your help in a all positive way. Just keep doing what you are doing, and then in a positive way, just help us in this tough time.
In regards to the police department, 2 weeks is a very long time just to get any update. Us community, entire community, we have something. I don't know Mamta personally, but I'm in the middle of the night just thinking about her. We have 30,000 only Nepalese community here in Virginia. If there is anything, the police department needs help, we are ready to go. Please let us know if anything the police department needs help from the community too. I do not even see any sign that says missing person. Somebody sent a welfare check from UVA, I think, to check on her. So what happened on August 2nd? Was she at the house? Like, was she at work? Was she sleeping? Was she not there? So what did the police officers find? There was the welfare check. That's all. It's been almost like 2 weeks, so we cannot wait anymore. So he said her baby wakes up like 3-4 times in the night. So that night on the Wednesday, they were sleeping in the separate room so that Mamta can work in the day shift. He doesn't know what time she wakes up and she goes to the work. He does not have a camera, but the community on the left side, they have full camera. You can literally see all around the everything. Police has all the information. If this is the high time, police needs to talk to us. Like trail, we walk around there. They're like gathering and they're like.
I'm just
One
gonna
of the
say
issues.
that this is probably why they started really pushing to get things done.
Yeah.
Because this community was not going to let her just disappear. I mean,
People
this is
got
a
louder
big
and
deal.
louder. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
people got louder. They gave her a voice. Okay. I mean, the fact that, yeah, no discussions were the police even going and reporting this for the news, things like that.
The
Yeah,
news was all over this, but it was
they
because
were.
of the
Okay.
community, the
Because of
friends and
community.
things like that.
Yeah.
This didn't even make it to the public though. I think it was August 8th or August 10th before they released the first thing. I'm gonna have to double check that date, so don't
Yeah.
quote.
Don't
But I,
quote.
I know
Yeah.
it was like 6 or so days after she would have had that wellness check and things like that, or it was either after the wellness check or after he reported her missing.
Right.
So
Right.
let me hit the
Well, and I was just mentioning in chat, different cultures see gender roles differently and all, and I'm not sure what the Nepal culture is like. But the fact that he's could have done what we're all thinking he may have done with her, and he's got a baby girl, I hate to say it, that worries me more also, just because of that. And I don't know, I need to read into Nepal, gender roles and thoughts and, yeah, everything along that route.
yeah,
Thank
hopefully
God
he
for a
needs
friend,
that.
BC.
Absolutely. Yeah, everybody needs a good friend like that, honest to God.
Yeah,
Um, I would hope that whoever the woman is that we've seen in the background of the interview, hopefully
yes,
he had her there right away to help him with the baby once he,
maybe.
realized that she
Yeah,
wasn't coming home, quote unquote.
yep. Yeah, exactly. And because even if say he isn't involved in it, dealing with a child while you're dealing with the stress of everything else is going to push you a little further than normal. And that's if he's innocent. If he isn't, then we got a different issue completely.
Yep.
We are searching, and in my opinion, who is supposed to do that? You know, they have resource like dog, and I think they're supposed to do it. But we are doing our best. Person is missing here.
Timeline from when she was last seen to when the police report was filed. He says he's used to both of them working long and sometimes irregular hours. He says that she did not return home on August 1st. That is one day after she was last seen. He also told us today that he thought she maybe needed some time for herself. He says the police report was not filed until August 5th because he thought he was following the instructions from police, that he waited until all efforts were exhausted. She actually had left home before. That is according to a close friend who spoke before the crowd. Now, she says the difference is that she let someone know last time, such as family.
A couple of weeks after that, she left again. She went to a Falters to one of Nepalese, stays there for almost 8 days, but he convinced her to like, hey, okay, we were gonna work out and everything.
You know, emotions that are coming out now heightened because we haven't had a lot of answers really from Manassas Park Police. They said they'd let us know, they give us an alert, but so far nothing. I want to give you a heads up on the timeline. July 31st, that's the last time anyone saw her. That's what we've been told. August 2nd is when her employer had a welfare check at the home, and by the 5th is when her husband reported her missing. It is now a missing persons case, but of an involuntary circumstance, meaning they don't believe she went missing on her own.
I do have some questions, Senator. I want to find out what type of investigation has happened. We have not done anything regarding obtaining her clothes and running into all the wood areas, coming forth, surrounding area. That has that been, sir? You don't know.
There he is 6 days ago with the baby. That's disgusting. No wonder this community was so upset.
Yeah, exactly. You see that. And I just keep looking at her coworkers, all that they know. I'm sure as a nurse, she's talking when they're at work, they're talking things. If she's coming to Facebook to ask, how do I get out of these types of situations? She's spoken to people that she works with. I guarantee you.
For sure.
No, that first question. My question is 31st to 8 August, what authority was doing to find?
August 8th. So that's when they told the public.
9 days, 9 days.
Mm-hmm.
They were texting during that. No, sorry. That whole text
answer. That's what our phone record is saying. We need that answer. If we don't find anything, any clue on her, all women are not safe. She's been like leaving home for like a week or 2 weeks. Why is she leaving home? She has a baby. As a mother, I have 2 kids. I can't leave my kids like for like one day. Really like more than for somebody to leave home for like a week or 2 weeks. Like there must be something going on between their. Okay, so there must be something going on between the husband and wife, unless there's something. As a wife also, like sometimes we have frustration, we want to just leave. But at the end, you have kids and then you want to come home for your kids. Mamta has texted me in Messenger like in February 18 asking for help. Sister, I need a childcare. I can't even go to work. What is going on between them?
She used to wear, it's not there. Some of the clothes not there. Her green card, her passport, and everything not at home. And that's something I did not know until I talked to him.
I do have a question. He just mentioned that her green card is missing. I've been following her Facebook page where she mentioned that she lost her green card for 2 months. And there was also a comment where it says she was scheduled for August 5th naturalization. So is that being followed up? It's really emotional and heartbreaking. I wish there is more transparency on this case, and I wish there was more gathering like this earlier prior to August 8th. Then probably we could find Mamta.
Okay. So that brings me to the press conference we just watched, which is this one. So let me pull this back up. Such catchy music. Bet you they copyright strike me for it.
Exactly. Then you go through a nice little mute out.
Oh, we will be right back. I bet you they're not going to.
Smiley, the baby is actually not missing. It's mom.
Yeah.
What we're hoping is baby has been taken away from dad, though, because he's the person of interest here.
Right. Sorry, I'm getting it.
No
I just
problem.
had
No
to find a
problem.
different resource real quick.
No worries. I literally almost had a little dog fight on my hands over here a few minutes ago.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mario Lugo. I'm the Chief of Police for the City of Manassas Park Police Department. I'm here to provide a statement of what events had and what led up to the events of today. The Manassas Park Police Department would like to start by expressing our admiration for the outpouring of compassion from the community on Mamta's behalf. We would also like to extend our appreciation to those in the community, both in the United States and Nepal, for their efforts and their outcry at this time, who have dedicated their time, volunteered their efforts. While I acknowledge that while I acknowledge and respect the public's concerns for answer, I assure each of you that although these answers are limited by this continuing to be an active investigations and process, this investigation remains a top priority for the police department and our agency.
He is so nervous.
And our agency remains committed to providing details as we are able. With that being said, I would like to share the following information. To this point in the investigation, our investigators have executed over 10 search warrants and conducted hundreds of interviews related to this case. This includes the search warrant that we executed this evening that you are aware of at his residence. My staff continues to work tirelessly and follow up every lead, which we have received hundreds of leads on this case. Additionally, I would like to encourage the community to continue providing any and all information that might assist us with this investigation and to take this opportunity to take our local, state, and federal partners who continue to support us in this investigation. This investigation is ongoing, it's still active, and we're making progress. Once we have information that we can provide to the community, we will do that. We have had several meetings with community leaders from the Nepali community, and we will continue to have those on a weekly basis or daily basis. I know the media and the community wants answers, but at this point, I'm not able to answer certain questions, and that's why I'm providing this statement. I want to thank everybody for coming out, for continuing to keep this case in the spotlight, and we will continue to investigate this investigation. Thank you.
That's it. Chief, is there any questions? Mayor, do you want to say anything?
Yeah. Okay, look, the search warrant is going to take another 3 to 4 hours to complete. When I get the information, I will provide that. My goal is that once I have that information, I will provide it to the community of what was located. 3 to 4 hours before they're done.
We're gonna wait here.
Okay.
We're gonna wait here.
But I'm not sure if I'm going to have the full answers. We have asked outside jurisdictions to help us with the forensics on this, so we got to wait for them to provide us the answers. I was hoping. I don't know when they're going to have the report to me, but I got to wait for them to tell me when. If they're going to do it tonight, I don't know.
Is she dead or alive? She's alive or she's dead?
I can't answer that right now, sir.
Do you have a person of interest?
He is a person of interest.
The husband?
Yes.
Husband's person of interest.
He's been a point of interest, and everybody knows that.
As of when?
As of, I don't have the dates in front of me. But yet again, as soon as I have more information, my goal is to, at the latest tomorrow, is to provide a statement of what was, if we can disclose anything from the search warrant tomorrow, okay?
And
Thank
she's
you.
still cooperating.
So what's the purpose of calling us here?
No, the husband's not cooperating.
Husband is not cooperating.
Who's taking care of the child?
Can you describe what makes him a person of interest?
Who's taking care of the child?
Interesting.
Yeah. 12 a.m. Sorry, true crime for you. 12 a.m. would make sense because that would be, 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours until. But I doubt that they're going to
not
have
gonna-
another press conference, right?
No, they're not even going to do that. And also, I don't know. Listening to this guy when he's doing his thing, I almost get this feeling that he is so he's upset over what's going on, number one. Then he's, I think, a little upset with the community also, to be honest. I mean, some of the little comments he threw in, like that little comment about everyone knew he was a person of interest. Well, no, they didn't. It hadn't been shared yet.
I think
And also was, yeah,
he's speaking to the speculation that's already been going on, in my opinion. Like, it's kinda like
yeah,
whenever they came out for Corey Bigsby, if you remember, like, they just laid it out there right away.
right,
And the sad part in this case is it took all of this public pressure before police,
yeah,
really addressed it, and
yeah,
now they're dealing with an angry, volatile, neighborhood
yep.
because you've let this guy walk around for all these weeks. This is who is actually missing, though. This is Mamate Kaf yeah,
Mamta,
Mamate Mamta
Mamta,
Kafle,
Ka-
sorry,
yeah,
Kafle Bhatt.
Mamta
Sorry about
Kafle
that.
Bhatt. No problem.
And so it's
And
not the baby that's missing. We're talking about the baby because she does have a 1-year-old child. She has missed her 1-year-old child's birthday. And that's where the community is concerned because she would have never stayed gone for this length of period, knowing that her child was left in this home with this man. And then my thought process is as soon as they knew he was a suspect, they would have removed her. Well, apparently, as of 6 days ago, we seen her in that video, in that press conference. She was still in the home. And so the question is she still in that home today? Is she still with him while they're searching this home? When are they going to take the moves to remove this baby and put her into a safe location?
right,
Unfortunately, we've seen too many family annihilators to even trust that somebody under this type of pressure and knowing that they are closing in on him. I
that's
mean, now
right.
they just said it. They just said it out loud. So if he didn't know, now he does.
Yep,
You know what I mean? And,
exactly,
and that
exactly.
that statement from the police came after he tried to walk away from that microphone. That press conference was going to be over,
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
public was not letting that happen.
yeah.
They wanted answers, and they're going to keep demanding answers.
Oh, yeah. And they're not gonna be, because of how it built up to this point, I don't think they're gonna be happy with just, "Oh, we're giving you an answer just to give you an answer." They're gonna demand the specifics, because at this point, they've been strung around for quite a while. And I think that's what you're seeing there. People are like, "Wait, you can't just have a press conference and make a 3 or 4 sentence comment and then expect us to be okay with it. You're not even addressing much of what's going on."
Yeah, and whenever it comes right down to it, it's Momta's friends
Mhm.
who have really pushed and advocated for her throughout this entire disappearance, and they're not going away.
No, no.
And so it's just one of those things. But so I do want to show. Let me pull up just a quick video of. Did I show the search yet? Like the
No.
okay. So let me pull up.
No, yeah, not the search and not, well, you did a little bit with yeah, no, you didn't do much of that. You kind of
Okay.
brought it up.
So let me pull up the search, just the helicopter.
Yeah,
Fox 5 did have a helicopter out. We're not going to watch 45 minutes of helicopter footage because they were just circling the house. Now, some people think that it's potential that dad could have been outside in the tent that I'm going to show
right,
and that he could have been sitting on that back porch. It's hard to say, depending on what type of items that they have removed from the home. I will say that they do a lot of times, they'll have like an evidence tent set up so that
right,
as they bring evidence out to sift through things or search through things, different stuff like that, that they could potentially have those items out under that tent, for example. So it doesn't
right,
necessarily have to be dad out there under that tent. However, it's possible that they could have asked him to stand outside. They could have put the tent up for his privacy. I just don't picture them caring. A lot of times, just in previous true crime cases, I've never seen them concerned about hiding the parent from or the person of interest from
right,
the media.
yeah,
I mean, we watched in the Daybell case, for example, Chad Daybell standing right out in his front yard watching
mhm,
police search while they videotaped him until he left in the car with his kids,
right.
for example. So, but let me just not play that loud, high pitched beeping the whole time.
Yeah,
So
I
this is
know.
them, obviously the crime scene investigation van. They had the house roped off. They actually cornered off the road. I did upload 2 different shorts, one that kind of compiled different locations on this video, and then one that somebody actually took from the Facebook group. This is how we actually found out that this was all going down today. A person who lives nearby seen the police cars arriving and walked down to videotape the streets being taped off and police cars sitting there. So people are speculating that he is out here in this gazebo. Now the gazebo, I don't think this is something police set up. I think this is something that
Mm-mm.
was just there with curtains. And so it
Right.
is very possible, because I don't think that this is a police gazebo.
Yeah.
But could
He
police
may have
have
gone out there.
utilized that gazebo? Sure.
Yeah.
But I did take note, though, that this officer does stand out here just kind of chilling on this back porch the whole time, kind of communicating on and off with people inside. And so he absolutely very well could be in this gazebo the entire time that police are searching.
Right. Well, it
Somebody
makes
said
sense
that,
if he wants to be alone or something, or be out of, maybe they told him, get out, you need to not be in the house
yeah,
or
you need to
something, and
leave.
that's one place. Yeah.
Hmm. And then the other thing is, somebody says at one point you can see the officers kind of hand in like a pair of pants for the baby, they think, into the tent. And so
Oh,
very
interesting.
much so possible.
Yeah. Interesting.
So just different little snippets of it. But I think that's why the news focused so hard back here on the tent. Probably thinking, hey, is he in there?
Might get a
I
view of
don't
him if he comes out. Yeah.
Yes. And I don't think that um that they're searching outside of the house, like in the yard at all or anything like that. The yard itself doesn't look disturbed. Um,
Mhm.
but you guys know as well as I do, if they have suspicions of a crime scene anywhere in this house, they are going to find it. And this will not be the only time that they are in this home.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, this is just the first step at this point.
mhm, yeah. So,
Was there anything of them taking any bags out or anything like that that they caught?
no.
Mm,
So,
okay.
so they're watching this for a while here. And then, of course, the helicopter must have had to go to refuel or something because then you get this
Oh,
for every.
yes. That was the part that I got when I started watching. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to sit here and watch this for so.
So,
Gosh, would you stop?
has anyone seen it discredited that he works at the White House? I have not. I have not seen that discredited. I have seen that
Interesting.
rumor. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
Maybe the husband will take the baby and try to flee. See, there needs to be some type of law about like once you are a suspect in a crime that you can't leave the country. Like, because I
Oh,
agree.
yeah. I would think so for sure. But yeah, no, there's so many potentials right now with it. The, the community in general has a right to be worried about the child, what could happen to them. I think all of us have that right, especially I mean, her parents have to be worried right now because so much could be destroyed so quickly. Seal is asking. So we know her parents are still in Nepal, correct?
Yes. Her whole
Okay.
family is in Nepal.
Now for his, we don't know anything about where his family is. Do we?
So I'm not sure. Like I said, this is something that I was newly researching. My intentions were to cover this with you guys as a
Jeez.
newly missing person, well, new to me, anyways, missing person, and bring this story to you. Cover some of the details. I was actually working on creating a fact sheet, like I did for Angel,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
so I was hoping to get a fact sheet together and show that all to you guys. And while I was sitting here working on things, um, it just all like
Always the way
started
it works.
going crazy, and which is fine. I mean, I'm glad that there's
Yes.
movement
Yeah.
in the case and things like that. But I will say that I did not finish researching as in depth as I was intending to,
Right.
because of the fact that, well, really, we're going to get the full story sooner than later
Oh,
now.
yeah. Yep, exactly. They're starting
Yeah.
that now, that's for sure. So, yeah,
Mhm.
Ocean Tide, hopefully they would take his passport at this point. So, you would
Absolutely.
think. So,
Yep. And so, for interest of time, I do want to go ahead and move on to Elijah Vu, uh,
Elijah. Yeah.
because I do want to make sure that we have the chance to discuss his missing case as well. And so,
Right.
those of you guys that were here for Mamta, I want to encourage you to please, hit the like button, share, and things like that. But also stick around to hear about Elijah's case because he is now 4 years old. He's already been missing for 6 months, and his parents, his mom, I shouldn't say parents, his mom and his mom's
Yeah.
boyfriend have both been arrested
Right.
in relation to his disappearance, and he still has not been located. And so he needs um, just as much coverage and just as many people pushing and advocating for his case as well.
Right.
Because right now it's honestly it's fallen off the radar for so many people.
Mhm.
They are holding like a birthday party, and I know a lot of people think that it's like gross that they're even considering doing this, but they're holding a birthday party this weekend. And the goal behind this birthday party is not to actually celebrate the fact that he turned 4 while he is missing, right? That is not what they're thinking. They're not like, "Oh, let's celebrate." No, they want to make sure that they get back into the press, back into the media, and make sure that people are aware that this child is still missing. It is Wisconsin. I don't know why I said Washington. I guess I was thinking like Carlson. I don't know.
That
And
could be.
so he is still missing from Two Rivers, Wisconsin. I do want to play this video and just share this information because they want him home. They want to know what happened to him. This police department is still posting
Mhm.
daily updates. Well, not daily. I would say like weekly updates, letting us know where they're at.
Right.
They honestly, their community is also pushing for answers. Their police department has honestly been phenomenal ever
Amazing.
since the day he went missing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And one thing I was noticing with birthdays, I mean, okay, some people may find it weird and all that, but if you think how many people, when their child disappears, you hear about them, Christmas gifts every year until they come home, things like that, because you know what? There's hope. There's hope until there is none left. And that's what they have to hold on to right now.
Yeah.
Such a sweetie.
Yeah, absolutely. And so he was reported missing 6 months ago on February the 20th. Tuesday is his fourth birthday. So that's, I don't know if they mean Tuesday of this week. This was put out on the 20th. I'm thinking today's Wednesday. So is it
Oh,
this
yeah.
Tuesday or next Tuesday? I'm not sure. So it was actually put out on Tuesday. So I'm not sure. It must be next Tuesday, maybe, or I
That's
don't
what
know.
I'm thinking. I don't know though. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
Elijah's grandmother, Jody, has been waiting to hear where her grandson is and if he's still alive or not. I'm still hopeful that we will find him somewhere. She said, "It's hard that nobody saw anyone or anything. How could nobody see anything? How could nobody know anything?" Most importantly, I want to show a couple pictures of him
Yeah.
and make sure that people, recognize what his appearance looks like and things like that. I'm just going to play
Mhm.
the video here in a couple seconds. Um, but the circumstances that Elijah went missing under are extremely concerning. Um,
Yeah.
he had been sent by his mom to her boyfriend's house for discipline. He had spent a week being put into timeout, being made to stand in the corner to pray constantly. He wasn't allowed to sit.
Yeah.
He wasn't allowed to play with any toys. Like there's a lot of very horrific things that were going on. Photos taken of him being duct taped with bruises, different things like that. That police have that police
Right.
have those in evidence already. If you guys are interested, I know Locomai has covered this. I've covered this. There
Right.
are videos on both of our channels in depth about this case. Do you have anything you want to add about the summary, kind of about what type of situations he was in?
No, I think the biggest issue right now is just getting his mom, especially, to speak up at this point, because she's the one who was actually letting her boyfriend teach him how to be a man, and they're playing all these games. I just every time I look at him, I look at that smile. There are some smiles that get you so deep, and his is one of those that such a sweet little guy, and for them to do, yeah, we're gonna make a man out of you. Oh God, no.
Hmm. Yeah, and there's other stuff that was going on too. He has an older sister, and
Yeah.
while all of this was going on, while he was being taught to be a man, mom was going over there for like hookups with the boyfriend and leaving the sister out alone in the car.
Car.
And
Yeah.
in the middle of the night, and different things like that. And now they have decided that they're going to let mom resume contact with the big sister, which to me just seems it just seems wrong.
Yeah.
There's no telling what mom could do, as far as we don't know if big sis knows something.
Well, and that's the thing. Yeah, she may know things, and now all of that's getting we know they are not telling the truth about so much. Okay, and now the potential of threatening, okay, big sister, okay, telling them not to say stuff, all sorts of yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and this is important. It was in the winter
Winter.
with the car off in
Yep.
Wisconsin.
Yep.
Yeah, in the bushes. No contact. I know there was actually a short court hearing that I was originally going to pull up for us to watch. We'll do that a different day just for interest of
Yep.
time. But it's just absolutely devastating, this entire case. But I did want to bring his name up and make sure that people remember to continue to pray that he will be found. That's honestly the best thing that we can do in this situation right now. We know that Two Rivers is, I would say, they are being very, very active in this investigation, continuing to search for him, continuing to plead to the public for somebody to speak up in his disappearance. And that's really what it's going to take to be able to locate him, I fear. They're
Right.
going to need either his mom or the boyfriend to confess, or somebody who's seen something to come forward,
Right.
in order to find out where he ultimately is. But
That's what frustrates me with the letting her see her daughter right now, because that could have been one of the things that could have helped her open up her mouth. But right now, there's no reason for her to tell the truth.
yep. Yeah, absolutely. And so let me go ahead and play this video. We'll see what this says. Hopefully they clarify the date. I'm wondering if it was yesterday
That's a
or
weird one to figure out. Yeah.
just kidding. Copyright strike me.
Good old music.
Elijah
Yes.
Vu was reported missing in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. His family hasn't given up hope that he'll be found. But as WMTV's Marcus Arsvold shares, his grandmother says it's hard to remain hopeful when she doesn't hear much from law enforcement.
Since February 20th, Elijah Vu's grandmother, Jody Bauer, has been waiting at her home in Wisconsin Dells to hear if her grandson is still alive or not. She's going to continue to believe he's still alive until she hears otherwise.
I'm still hopeful that they will find him somewhere.
Jody Bauer says she nor her daughter Katrina Bauer know where Elijah Vu is after he was last seen in Two Rivers, Wisconsin.
How could nobody see anything? How could nobody know anything?
All Jody knows is that Katrina and her boyfriend Jesse Vang are both in custody on child neglect charges. Otherwise, she says investigators don't maintain communication with her.
They don't tell us any more than what they tell you.
She says it's hard not to give up hope when she doesn't hear anything new from the Two Rivers Police Department.
Everything is so invisible. And I understand maybe parts of it have to be for integrity, but sometimes it feels like they've given up. You're not seeing searches.
The police shared a statement on Tuesday saying they are not giving up and the search to find Elijah is still a priority. Jody wants her grandson's photo in the public as often as possible.
I'm just going to say that part of the frustration in this case with the public, I know what grandma is saying, right? But she's also still advocating for her daughter.
For her daughter.
And that's where the struggle is with the public, because grandma doesn't want to admit to herself, I guess,
Right.
that likely her daughter is involved, at least in the knowledge of the disappearance, right?
Right.
Or the
Right.
things that were going on up until. And so
Right.
that's where some of the struggle is with the public in this case, because they're not really coming together with grandma.
No.
Because
Exactly.
how can you? How can you with somebody who has advocated for the wrong side, basically?
Right.
And so that could be, though, she's saying about how police aren't aren't communicating with her.
Mhm.
That could be because
Part
of
of
her
it.
involvement with her daughter,
Yeah.
and so you can't be best buddies with or close kin with a person of interest and
Yeah.
expect to get all the details.
Exactly. If there was new news, if her daughter would speak up and bring up new news, and this is where the issue comes with photos coming to media. We talk about this all the time where, the media, when you have a news program, you have 30 minutes to get the news out for everything. There's so many missing people. And if there's no new news about that person, they don't have time. They could spend a whole 30-minute news segment just showing pictures of missing people. Okay, you have to. So if she would get her daughter to speak up or something like that, maybe there could be some more
Right.
photos.
Right. And so the other thing with this is I did want to share, like I said, Two Rivers, they are being phenomenal as far as making sure they're doing releases. I mean, they even
Mm.
posted the birthday flyer. That's what I seen. I didn't
Oh,
even see it on the Facebook group or anything like that. This is just something that I'm following ever since I started following this case. And I was like,
right.
oh my gosh, that's cute that they're like, doing this birthday party. It's Sunday, August 25th at 1 p.m. And it
Mm,
says the family has asked that we pass it on for all to attend, recognizing Elijah's birthday. And so, but they are still posting updates. And the most
mm.
recent update that they did was on August the 20th. It says Elijah has not been found. Today marks 6 months since Elijah was reported
Wow.
missing. Elijah is always on our minds within our agency, and we continue to be hopeful that we will locate him. We are confident that our investigation will ultimately reveal the truth of Elijah's disappearance. We continue to follow up on tips and leads with the help of our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners. In the last several months, we have conducted further searches utilizing private search and rescue groups on land, water, and in the air. We continue to analyze extensive amounts of data from these searches, utilizing special equipment and technology such as software designed to detect anomaly, yeah, in the earth. And in the coming weeks, we plan to continue our search efforts using additional aerial searches with this technology. Recently, rumors surfaced online and social media platforms stating that he had been found. That is not true. The spreading of false and misleading information is disrespectful to the family of Elijah and detracts from our efforts in locating him. We have also been made aware of the fake GoFundMe or similar pages that have been set up, and we advise the public to beware and report these scams. We are also aware of some individuals who appear to be close to the case and have proven to have alt, yeah, ulterior motives by spreading false information. We would like to remind everyone that we remain the sole source of factual information in this investigation and will release more information and updates when they are available to share. We feel it's important for the public to know that while they might not have seen us in the last several months resuming standard operations within our community, such as calls for service, community events, and the like, the search for Elijah and the investigation still continues and remains our priority. Our investigative team, including members of our agency, led by the Wisconsin Department of Justice Division of Criminal Investigation, is actively working on this investigation as are other entities outside of our department. This is still an active investigation and we are working hard to find answers. We will continue to share any information as we can. Thank you for your continued support. And I mean, and they are
Right
posting about
here.
him. Yeah, they
Yeah.
post about him regularly, and they genuinely do care. If you've watched the videos of the press conferences and
Mhm.
of this police chief and things, whenever he comes on, you can see it in his heart. Like it just
Yeah.
radiates out of him how much this entire case has
Yeah.
impacted him in his day-to-day life. And
Very well
this
said.
this is one of
Yeah.
those cases too that whenever he went missing, we seen FBI going street to street to street to street. We've
Mhm.
seen the police force everywhere. They genuinely are doing everything they can to find him.
Right. Right. No, that's true. That's true. And you can see, and they have been communicating with people. Okay. It's hard. I'm sure. I know grandma has to miss him. Okay, if you look at the smile on his face, look at his eyes. The smile is in his eyes. That's the type of light that you don't forget, and she just wants that back in her life.
Yeah.
Such a cutie.
Yeah, and I can honestly say I think it would be hard for me if one of my children did something
Yeah.
terrible because of course you want, you love your own child.
Yep.
But at the same time, I mean,
You
honestly,
have
I hope that
to.
I'm never in this position. I just remember with like Quentin Simon's case, for example, how
Yeah.
hard it was for grandma in that case to kind of separate herself from her daughter and,
Right.
admit that Leilani was, you know, doing the
Involved.
things.
Mhm.
But then she eventually, came to grasp with it. But even so, she
Right.
still stands with her like through court and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
hard. I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
like a child whose parents have abused them or something. They still love their parents.
Mhm.
It's the opposite direction. Okay, you don't stop loving your child because they've done something horrible or despicable. You still
Yeah.
care about them. And you can't just drop that easily.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I agree. Like things just aren't as black and white as I guess we wish that they were. Like I mean, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, if you hurt my grandbaby, like I'll kill you
Oh,
my dang self. You know what I mean?
oh yeah. Yeah,
And so
exactly.
it's just it's hard to like, understand that the emotions behind it are very, very complex.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, for sure. In the bushes, I thought her mother had not spoken to her in years and never met the grandchildren.
So she's
That
been at the court and stuff like that. I mean, it's yeah, it's
it's
hard to say.
it's hard. Yeah, yeah.
Families
And
are
it's also when
complex.
things happen. Yeah, families are complex. Things happen, things change, and all of a sudden it gets you thinking differently about life in general. Yeah.
Mhm. So let me.
We need his picture shared everywhere because, well, it's very present here. We all know who he is. Someone in California may not, someone in Ohio may not. So we do need to get that picture out as many places as possible.
This day is an extra emotional one for Jody.
It's hard. You just want to hug him. You want to say happy birthday. You want to be sharing a birthday cake.
It's Elijah's 4th birthday.
No matter where he is, we want him to have a happy birthday and know that we're never, ever going to stop looking for him. Never.
Jody says their family, extended family, and friends of their family will hold a birthday celebration for Elijah in Appleton this Sunday. In Wisconsin Dells, Marcus Arsvold, WMTV 15 News.
Blip is a
Blip. Blip is a what? I don't know what a blip is, but they were going to tell us. Yeah,
Okay.
it's amazing if
Yeah.
you think about it. How many cases started right at that time? Okay, it's
Mhm.
been 6 months, and how many of them are still missing?
Yep. No, I agree. This one is from 3 months ago, just kind of to see the difference because this is I think what In the Bushes probably remembers. So this is the first time that we had heard from her. As you see, it says grandma breaks silence.
Going to the beach. He was just a really sweet kid.
Jody Bauer sitting at a Wisconsin Dells park bench, recalling memories with her daughter, Katrina Bauer, and her grandson, Elijah Vu, a little boy with a big smile.
And she always said Elijah was her little ray of sunshine.
Seeing her daughter as a mother, a bright light, a contrast to the dark, a cycle of drug addiction going back 20 years.
Watching your kid fall is the hardest thing in the world. You always want what's best, but you can't get it. It's their life. So that's hard.
It's got to be heartbreaking. Seal
That's
just said,
gotta.
Mom
Yeah.
sent a letter to the court asking them not to let her daughter out on bond. And so that's great news. That's
Yeah.
something I probably missed. And so, obviously, like I said, the emotions are very complex in situations like this.
Yep, exactly.
Hard.
Jody says addiction complicated their relationship. She says Katrina's life was deeply affected by the abusive father of her children, Jimmy Vu, who's in prison. Jody thought she was getting help.
Her entire life revolved around those kids. I don't know what broke. I don't know what changed. I wish I could say that she relapsed. I don't even know that.
Nobody's seen Elijah in more than 2 months. The day an Amber Alert went out burned into Jody's memory. But what really stuck out, how her daughter reacted.
She was calm. I think the investigators that called me that night said she was cold. Whether she was detached or in denial, I don't know.
Investigators say Katrina sent Elijah to stay with her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, in Two Rivers to learn how to be a man. Vang told police when he woke up from a nap February 20th, the little boy was gone.
It was the mama bear, the anger, the instinct, the hysteria that was missing that just hit me wrong.
When you did talk to her, is she asking, where's Elijah? Is she still wanting to know where he is?
At the time, she was still believing he just walked out the door.
It's a theory Two Rivers police told 12 News they ruled out. They also don't think the 3-year-old was abducted.
I don't think Trina knows more because I think she would have broke by now.
Jody says she thinks getting answers relies on her daughter receiving mental health care.
Until we get her in touch with what's real and what's not real, we're not going to know.
As Katrina and Vang remain in jail, Elijah remains missing.
Please keep looking for him because somebody's going to find something. So,
You want everyone to keep looking.
Yeah, I do. It's you can't give up.
Katrina Bauer lived in Wisconsin Dells when Elijah went missing and had been traveling back and forth between there and Two Rivers. Two Rivers police tell us they believe Elijah is in the Manitowoc County area.
And police, Kendall, as police are still investigating, they're asking the public to continue searching, and they're even asking for information as well.
Right. Police say the FBI has followed up on nearly 2,000 tips and leads and sifted through thousands of video files. There's a $40,000 reward authorities are offering for information that might lead to Elijah.
Yeah, you can hear how complicated everything is in her voice when you're hearing bits and pieces of the story leading up to it. Be interesting to see how much has changed over time too.
Yeah. And so this is Elijah's flyer. Again, Two Rivers, Wisconsin. This is the vehicle of interest that they are looking for, and that he could have potentially last been known to be with. The reward is actually $40,000, not $25,000 now. So keep that in mind. Let me pull that down. And so, yeah, so that's pretty much that case. Now, the next thing I'm going to pull up, if you want to talk about Misha for a minute.
Okay,
tell
so
them about Misha.
we've just updated Misha's poster. We're going to be putting it out on the different groups in a few minutes. For those of you who may not have been, I know Sleuth has been awesome sharing out the updates we've been doing on Misha. Misha's a 19-year-old military wife who went missing out of Schofield Barracks here in Honolulu. Her husband reported her missing. She's 6 months pregnant. Initially, there's a couple differences with this poster from what we've seen. Number one, we've changed the date that she went missing. Okay, initially we were reporting that she was went missing right around July 30th, August 1st, because she was reported missing on the 1st. However, they have been able to come to terms now that her husband, Dwayne Johnson, has been identified as a person of interest, and he is being detained right now. They have recognized she did not talk to anyone verbally since the 12th of July. So we've changed the date. This here is Dwayne. Dwayne is being detained right now. He has lawyered up, and as of this morning, we're being informed that he is no longer cooperating with police. So we need people who know Dwayne to speak up, people who may have spoken to him, people who may have seen him around. We're talking about a 2-week time period now. Okay, he has a red 2019 Mustang. That's a stock photo right there. So if anyone has spoken to him, saw the vehicle anywhere, we need them to call in the tip. The phone number there has also been updated to the CID phone number. rather than the original missing phone number that was shared out. So hopefully we'll start, someone out there knows something. Okay, she's no longer in her house. She is somewhere, and we just need the right people to get the news and to actually speak up. So yeah, thank you, Sleuth.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for those of you guys who are wanting more information on Misha's case, Locomai has been doing a phenomenal job putting out factual information on the case. And I think that that's a huge thing to highlight. You know, we do talk about cases and we do put our opinions and our theories out there, but on this channel, we do try to stick closer to the realm of possibility and closer to the realm of factual based guesses, I guess I should say, as far as things and how they go.
Yeah.
And so
Her family has been very pointed from the beginning that they believe in what the criminal investigation department is doing. They believe in what law enforcement is doing. It's not like this case of Mamta where there were questions. They truly feel the military is doing everything in their power to find her. And because of that, yes, there's a lot of people start jumping because we all want answers. And unfortunately, we know the military. Military doesn't go telling everyone. They don't do the updates like a lot of law enforcement does. And however, the family, whenever they feel they can share information, they do. Thank you, Ocean Tide. Yeah, yesterday what we did was we tried to go over what is the island like. People hear about, okay, Oahu, and they think this tiny little island is bigger than it looks like. Plus, what is military? Because I myself did not understand the difference between detainment on a military level versus civilian. So thank you. Thank you, Ocean Tide.
right.
And
Yeah, and so head over to Locomai, guys, subscribe to her, check out her channel, and check out that information on Misha. The important thing with Hawaii is that's a tourist destination. And we're in the midst of tourist season right now. And so, it's so important to share her face and share her videos out there absolutely everywhere because somebody could have been in Hawaii, around this time frame that she went missing, July 11th, possibly. And so somebody could have been there and seen something, and then they're no longer on the island. They don't realize that this is going on, and they might see a video or see a flyer be posted and be like, "Hey, wait a second! I drove past and I seen, that vehicle, or I seen something happening." And so, it's
and they
so
don't realize and this was something I didn't say yesterday. This vehicle they may have seen, because if you're a tourist and you're driving up to the North Shore, you're going to go right by Schofield Barracks. Okay, it's part of that circle around the island. So you may have seen that vehicle. Misha used to hang out in Waikiki at times. You may have seen her down there. So yeah, thank you, Sleuth. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you so much for joining me tonight, Locomai. It's always a pleasure to have you over here on the channel. Red Rock, we're not leaving because of you, I swear. But I do have a fussy junior right now because she napped late, so she still doesn't want to go to sleep. And so I'm gonna go ahead
No,
and jump off a
Mom.
little bit early.
You got it. You got it. Thank you so much, Sleuth. And I can't, we'll have to keep up looking for what's going on with Mamta. So thank you.
Absolutely. Love you guys. I will talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye. Bye.